Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks. Today, everybody's been anticipating. We have got Chuck Leavell, who has been with the Rolling Stones, John Mayer, the Black Crowes, George, and the Allman Brothers. I could keep going on, but it'd take all our time up. Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Brother Stephen. Everything good. How about y'all?
Yeah, we're doing good, man. Everybody, Lord of mercy, we put this out. You're going to be on the radio, and they've been burning our phones up, man. I am not. I mean, you have done everything in the world. And, I guess we could talk about that, but you're a Macon guy. You're living in Macon, Georgia, and you got a lot going on down there.
Well, we do. We're actually in Twiggs County, about 20 or so miles southeast of Macon. But, yeah, I moved to Macon back in 1970 to hook up with Capricorn Records and have really enjoyed my career here in Georgia. It's been a real honor and a pleasure.
Yeah, that's unreal. I mean, you're just like I got a guy that plays with us, and he said you're a piano god. So there you go. You got that.
I don't know about that, man. Just a country boy, Stephen. Just a country boy.
Now, he's actually born in Alabama, weren't you? You were Chuck. You were in Birmingham or something like that.
I was. I spent years up until I was 17 in Alabama. My wife, Rose Lane, says I defected.
I don't blame him. Come on over to Georgia, brother. Come on over to Georgia. So, but anyway. So now tell me something. You got you're like in the tree business in a big way. I mean, what's on the conservationist with all that, with the trees and all that? What's the deal with this?
Well, back in 1981, my wife inherited some land from her grandmother, and it was a diversified farm. They had cattle, they had row crops, and they had some timberland. And it became our responsibility to carry on a heritage of stewardship because her family has been good stewards on the land for literally for generations. And so, I took this very seriously. I looked at all kinds of options. I think the first kind of emotional, spiritual connection was remembering where my instrument comes from, this thing that's given me so much joy and a great career. And, of course, It comes from the resource of wood, as does most musical instruments. So, that gave me a spark to start learning about forestry, sustainable forestry. And as you probably know, I've written some books on the subject, and I serve as an advocate for sustainable forestry. And I really am as passionate about that part of my life as I am about music.
Well, that's the thing about it. These trees, a lot of people think you just strip the land, but, they replant them and keep them going, which is a good thing. But now something else that my boys are all excited about. They're like, when we're going. But you've got a thing going on with your with a hunting. Tell us about the hunting deal.
Yes, here at Charlene, which is what we call our place here, our land. And by the way, that comes from the first part of my proper name, Charles, C-H-A-R, and my wife's middle name, Lane, L-A-N-E. So here at Charlene, as part of what we do, in addition to the forestry management, is a traditional southern quail hunt during the season. And, it's a gentlemanly sport. We love engaging in it. It's a great way for people to spend outdoors. And, of course, it's really not so much about how many birds you take as it is about watching the dogs work and being outdoors and just enjoying nature. So we really love that part of what we do here.
Well, now, do you have, like, if I want to come, that's one of the questions my boy's asking. Can I bring my own dog, or do you got your dogs?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's a big part of people that enjoy this kind of sport is if they do have their own dogs, and of course we encourage that. Yeah,
Stephen, I don't
but
think
we
your dog
have-
will hunt.
No, mine don't, but theirs does.
But of course we have our own dogs, and some of the guides that work with us bring their dogs as well. But we have the outfitted jeeps and the courses for the hunting, and as my wife said, she says, Chuck, I understand you got to have fast flying birds, you got to have good dogs, you have to have courteous guides, but it's really all about the food.
She's right.
She must be a Baptist. Is she a Baptist?
Yeah, man. So, she's so right about that. And we have fantastic cooks that do the traditional Southern fare, the fried quail and mashed potatoes and black-eyed peas and collard greens and all that good stuff. Big breakfast, the whole shebang, baby.
I'm on my way down now. I can skip the hunt. Just let me eat.
Come on.
Yeah, I can just eat.
He'll just sit at the table the whole time.
Yeah. This quail hunting, of course, my boys are wrapped up with ducks. They've been duck season, and wrapped up with duck hunt. But this quail is, if y'all have never done this is so much fun. I mean, it really is so much fun. But I didn't realize you had all the breakfast and all the stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, we do. We've been doing this since, probably since somewhere around the early 90s, I think 93 or something.
Right.
And so, again, we just love doing it. We're also expanding. You mentioned ducks. We do have a few duck ponds, and we've had 6 really great shoots this year over our ponds. But we are expanding into off-season activities like horseback trail riding and that kind of thing. So, especially in a COVID world where I can't go out and rock and roll with my British mates and all my other musical friends and associates, we've been concentrating on the land here, trying to work and improve the land, and of course conduct the hunting season. But we are looking at ways to have some more outdoor fun here.
Yeah, this is great. There's no doubt about it.
It's a beautiful place, too. I'm looking at the pictures.
But, not being touring now, of course, I don't know how much you're touring now, if you're kind of retired from it or whatever else. But, I don't know if you know Paul Thorne or not, but he, he's shut down completely. And he said he's kind of enjoying being at home, taking out the trash,
Well, I have to say, listen, I miss my friends. I miss playing with them so much. I miss Mick and Keith and Charlie and Ronnie and all the whole Rolling Stones team. We had planned a tour for 2020 that, of course, we had to postpone, and everybody else in the world that was going to be touring last year. My gut tells me this year is going to be difficult. The vaccines are slow to roll out.
Right.
Maybe sometime late in the year, some bands and artists might be able to pick things up. But, for our part, 2022 marks the Rolling Stones' 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
So that would be a great way to celebrate, is to go out and tour. And I have to share this with you. Keith Richards, who is always so fun and articulate, was doing an interview recently, and the interviewer asked him, they said, well, 2022 marks the band's 60th anniversary. Can you tell me if you have any plans for that? And Keith said, yes, we do have a plan. The plan is for all of us to be alive.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Well, that's the only
a good
thing about
plan.
it. Like the Rolling Stones, when y'all go out to like we go out, we have 12 or 15 people show up. But, y'all got thousands of people, and it's just hard to.
And the people that show up for Stephen are actually protesting, so that's...
Well, you're right.
Sorry, Stephen.
We tour in a very big way, and mostly stadium shows these days. It's been a while since we've even done arena shows, but in any case, during the COVID era, there's just no way, man. You see what football is doing with minimal audience participation. We can't do that. It doesn't make any sense for a rock and roll band to go out and play to 10,000 people in a 50,000 seat stadium. So, it's just going to have to wait a while. I've noticed other artists like Elton John are announcing tours in 2022. So I think that's kind of a target for many the big artists these days.
Yeah. I thought Elton John was hanging it up, didn't he? Ain't he did like a 3-time farewell tour or something?
Well, he announced a farewell tour. I think it was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road tour that he was calling it. Right. And he was on that tour, but it was going to be a 3-year tour. But, of course, he was interrupted, like all of us, by at least I think it was the second of the years that he was touring. So he's going to pick it back up in 2022 next year.
Yeah. Lord, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like I think everybody out here has listening to. I mean, golly, I mean, from the stuff that you have been played with. I mean, from Allman Brothers. I mean, come on, Jessica and all that stuff. I mean, you started out in a big way. And,
well, it was climbing up the ladder, Stephen. I came to Macon for the first time in 1969, and I had a tour of the, at the time, state-of-the-art studio. And by the way, as you probably know, Capricorn Studios was reopened about a year ago with the help of Mercer University
right.
and a couple of other participants. And it's just so great to have the studio up and running again. But anyway, I came here in earnest in 1970 and started playing with various different artists and bands, kind of on the lower rung of the ladder. And then by 1972, I started jamming with the Allman Brothers Band, and they asked me to join. And of course, this was after Dwayne's motorcycle death.
Right.
And, rather than try to replace Dwayne, which I think would have been impossible to put a guitar player in that role, it was sort of by accident through these jam sessions that I was playing with the guys, and they, kind of looked over and said, wow, this is different and kind of fun. So let's ask Chuck if he wants to join the band. I was 20 years old, and, it was just an incredible opportunity for me, man. And
oh, yeah.
I love the music. I love the guys. And it was a
Did we lose him?
No, are you there?
There we go. There we go.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, it was a true golden era for me from 72 to 76 working with the band.
Well, let me ask you this question now. You play the piano, which my mother, growing up, my mother played piano in church, and that's my favorite instrument. I love the piano. I love the sound of it. Is that where you come with the piano out of church, or how did you get hooked with the piano? I mean, is that something that, how did you get there?
It was my mom. My mom played. She was not a professional or a teacher. I was the baby of the family. Was in the house. I'd tug on her skirt. Mama, play me something. And boy, oh boy, I was just fascinated watching her hands go up and down the keys and listen to the beautiful sounds. And so she'd get me up on the stool and show me very simple things and lead me to my own resources and encourage me to just make something up or explore some chords or melodies. And I just hung with it, man, and then eventually my cousin who played guitar taught me some things on the guitar, and we, my first band, the Misfits, MISFITZ, I was playing both guitar and keyboard. And hey, it was a enterprise from the age of 13, 14. We were playing the YMCA every Friday night, learning new songs during the week, and so that's how it started, and here we are. It's
always the mom. I know that. That's where it all comes from. I got one more question. We're about to run out of time, but now if I come down there on one of these hunts, if I'm gonna come down there on one of these quail hunts, do you have like a truck set up with the piano on the back of it where you can actually play the piano while we're hunting?
Well, I tell you what, if you watch my new documentary, which is called The Tree Man,
right,
you'll see that I have a grand piano set out in the woods. We had a lot of fun doing that for the film, and we used it in several shots. And of course, the film has three components to it. It's certainly my career in music, and there's a lot of interviews with people like All the Stones, others, John Mayer and some others. Eric Church is in there. He's such a sweet guy. Right. But anyway, the other two components, you got the music, and then you, of course, have the conservation and forestry. And the third and most important component is our love story. We've been married 48 years now. We have an incredible relationship, Rose Lane and I do. And so my filmmaker, Alan Forrest, was able to put those three elements together and put something that makes some kind of sense anyway. So if your listeners haven't checked it out, check out on iTunes and Amazon and all that jazz.
What's it called?
It's called Chuck Leavell, The Tree Man.
Okay. We got that. So now if we got somebody up here who wants to come hunting or come down there and horseback ride and all that stuff, what website do they need to go to? Well,
that would be Charlane, and that's Charlane.com.
There you go. And we'll post all this on the Facebook page and our website and all that when this is over with. Man, I tell you what, it's been an honor to talk to you. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, you are a living legend, and that's a good thing because it's living legend. And
I like that first part of the thing.
There you go. But anyway, my boys are down in Eastman, Georgia. They're going to be knocking on your door here for long, I guarantee you, because they're all excited. They want to get up there and do some hunting. They are all about it. I'm not a big hunter. I never have been much of a hunter, but I can sit around.
You're a big eater, though, so you can eat.
I can pose on the piano while you play. And if y'all get touring again out there with the Stones, you need an opening act. I know one.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate that, man.
All right, man.
Guys, let me just say it's been a great pleasure. I really appreciate the opportunity to have some fun with you. I appreciate all the fans out there. Thanks, guys, for following the career. And, we're going to get back on track with this COVID business, probably look towards late this year, early 22, certainly by spring and summer of 22.
Yep.
Well, we're going to get you back on, man. We want to know what's going on down there.
Yes,
You got a lot of stuff
thank you so
happening.
much for taking the time out of your morning for us.
Yep.
Absolutely. Been a pleasure. Y'all take care. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you for listening. This is Stephen Phillips, host of The Morning Dish. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a lot more interviews out there to listen to. Plus, you can listen online every morning at WJULradio.com or Lake 97.7 WJUL. And give us a like on our Facebook page, The Morning Dish.